are watching Eswatini TV, Sibuko Semaswati.
Sikumukele kumbukeli ehlelweni konglesini enithambama hlelo Libhola Eswatini hlelo lapho sikhulumisa khona tindzaba telibhola ke kulesikhathi lesi ke udabuhleli naye Phathizwe Msibi lotawuhlala naye the next hour lapho sizabe sikhuluma khona leti tindzaba telibhola ukuthi ngabe vele kuhamba kanjani ebholeni. And there's been a lot of activities around our football of late njalo kusati ukuthi iyabuya. And today bekune press conference yakhona lapha ka football Premier League debe lapha ema office na ka Football Association labe basitshela khona ukuthi ema games abuya nini lebe ikhulunyiswa nguye yena lobuke kusebenza kwele office le Premier League lokunguye Petros Vilakati akanye naye phela lobuke imedia ngisho kanjalo administrating wise khona ka kule executive ya Premier League lokungu Charles Mathebula kanye na dokotela emdluli lapha lo hlangosi la COVID tawati ukuthi ibhola ibuya ekakhulu ehlangothini la ka COVID limele lihanjiswe embili so kune executive nje lebuke lona libandla le COVID libuke COVID ukuthi khamba kanjani so umdluli ke upart of lelo bandla ngisho ukuthi ngwenje lo holako khona ka Premier League sasesikhulumisa ke tindzaba so sihlangu semnikati njalo kwade ukuthi sitawudlala neGuinea Bissau kusasa ngesimbi yesithathu ntambama lapha eMavuso Sports Center benamo itolo ke ngathi bebane media day lapho khona sile sathi butele imbuto sakubutela umbuto nawe mbukele ekhaya kuva ukuthi ngabe balungele kangakanani nokuthi mhlambe yini vele lesingagatsa kule game letako ya kusasa sasesibuka ke nayo iGuinea Bissau lesevele ithelekile ke la event njalo kube ijima lapha Mavuso nayo ilifalona inkundla letabidlala kuyo sile ke sawuva ukuthi emajani itengane lana nihamba kanjani lenza balethu start khulumisa kuleli hour lelitako sibe sikhulumisa naLinda Master Dlamini le ngivele nginaye la e-studio lo konke lebenkubalile he was part of it so he knows first hand ukuthi kwentekani kutawendekani kuchubeka kanjani beka lapha kuGuinea Bissau beka lapha Premier League sihlangu beka khona njalo lihlala likhona leli tonke temidlalo letenteka kuletinkhulu la even sibe sidingitsa naye ke master kufa ukuthi ngabe kuhamba kanjani this time I'll just give him that opportunity ukuthi anvusele and of course football is back.
Yeah, football is back. Phathizwe ngiyabonga ngekuthobo lokukhulu ngivusela imali ye viewers ekhaya. I'm a happy man. One of my favorite sport ibhola ibuyile and on top of that i-national team eliqaphu leMaswati sihlangu semnikati siyadlala kusasa. So njoba ngisho ukuthi I have all the reasons ekuba happy ukuthi ibhola ibuyile and sesivile ukuthi vele next week ngale weekend ya Good Friday tiyabulalana ilike yabuya
but that's nemanga master before we even go anywhere let's just take this opportunity sesivena Petros Vilakati ukuthi bekathini kahle kahle and then we can come back na master bese si break it down lenkulumo yakhe kusho ukuthi lana makathi bekasho ukuthi because we cannot play you the interview I think ibe close to an hour solo nje wavilakade akhuluma ukuthi kutawendeka kanjani it was a booklet lengaka I think it had over 13 pages leba khuluma tikwayo so we're just going to break it down for you sinaye Linda Master Dlamini but first let's take sive ukuthi uthini nomphephetha
asisho lokuthi sorry for that sithi asisho lokuthi imidlalo yethu sesiwalungisile ema fixtures ethu. Finally we would like to announce that the Premier League games will resume next week Friday lokusho ukuthi Good Friday siyaqala kudlala to catch up going forward games will be played even during the week. Club will be scheduled to play at least 3 games in every 7 days. As the Premier League will reserve the right to change the fixture schedule any need arise for the smooth sailing of the games. We are also in negotiation with Motherboard seeking permission to be allowed to feature the games during FIFA week. This will help us a lot to cover on lost time. Only teams with 3 or more players may not be featured during that period as per the rules and regulations of the game. Sithi asikusho ke lokhu ukuthi vele le midlalo yethu itawufuca kakhulu ngoba sesisemuva. Nizasibona le schedule esanithumelela sona through email between today and tomorrow ukuthi sithayithi kangakanani. Teams will be playing weekend, midweek. Both division, both Premier League and First Division. Kuze sitawukhona ukuthi sikhona ukucedza kudlala. As we all know that the fans are not allowed at the stadium, the PLA would like to assure the public and fans that we are currently working and finalizing a system that will make sure that fans are not left out. Once everything has been finalized, the club, fans and all stakeholders shall be informed as to what will happen. However, it is now an open secret that the PLA has introduced a live streaming program. More detail and information shall be released and announced in the following weeks before our game resumes.
2 April, the league year starts, Master. They've been inactive since, I'd say, January, February, because back then I think it was like 12 or so. Go December. So they haven't kicked the ball in January, February.
March.
Period of March, halfway March, because we have 2 weeks to go for March. I'm 17. Now, so preparation. 2 weeks, a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, Patizon ngicabanga ukuqala ngihlale ngisho ukuthi sisesikhatsini lesikabi se-COVID lesi very unfortunate for everyone ukuthi asface because lama teams njoba sisho ukuthi from 12 December asithi mabom to 12 March 3 full months without kicking the ball for the other teams ngaphandle kwe Young Buffaloes nayo idlale only 4 games in Africa. So ngicabanga ukuthi lesikhashanyana lesibe khona ukuthi ema teams apreparishe vele sinqane kodwa vele tonke tinto setaba abnormal ngenzaba ukuthi kumele kucedwe fixture kumele nalamanye ama tournaments if atagcina adlaliwe lama knockouts nawo abe neslot sakawo kumbula ukuthi even the national team maybe lebo August September kudinga ukuthi ihambe iye ku yodlala ema games nayo so ngicabanga ukuthi
even then because kusenekhosafa June July
uyabona ukuthi vele le schedule nathi because lamanye mave ngeke azamele Eswatini ukuthi because bona bebangadlali badlali babo bebangasiko active asibamele so ngicabanga ukuthi kuyayakha le sense ushilo vele khu yena umphephethe ukuthi vele le schedule sitawulandzelana vele nami ngilebe ngisho the other week ukuthi vele mina ngikatsile nje ukuthi in a week at least 2 or 3 games adlalwe kude lo mlongo even the players kumele appreciate my efforts out.
But Master, we have this issue ukuthi ibhola yethu ayise professional kunoba mhlaba baqala em17 emagame abathatha dlala ngabo 2 ngalesithathu bantu bayasebenza how is that going to work because they did mention ukuthi ama team akasign more players but abaholela ngani base sign more players if kwabona laba khona nyalo sihle sivuthi ngema team langa kakhona khona labadlali kude ama-fans ku stadium lo tawu guarantee imali how is that all process going to work Master looking at konke lo kwendeka
Can I be selfish for a moment Patizon ngithi if we are decided as a director kuba iboss ebhola I feel like noma I think usuke already ku face ama consequences ebhola if utawuswena badlali tabaholela ngani uyidirector then you have a problem
Master
listen careful Patizon I know I understand futhi ukuthi iCovid ifike yalimata cishe tonke letinto but njoba ngisho ukuthi na ungdirector ungena ebholeni kumele uwade wena ukuthi it's either usebenzisa abadlali bakho laba kanje asengikubekisele I hate kubekisa kanje ngibekise nge-team for the past 3 or 4 seasons iMbabane Swallows beyinamunye umdlalo osebentako only one player losebentako bekungumabila all the other players bajima ekuseni bajima ntsambama yabona so ngicabanga ukuthi if uya director ufuna kurana i-team i-compete then kudzinga ukuthi usayine badlali bakho lo tabathola anytime now badzinga
ngicike master. I'm a director. I love football. I've been in the game for some time.
Yes.
Noma business lengikhona supporta ngawo le team. But COVID ufika waphazamisa konke lokho. How you expect me to add more 10 players to the already squad lenginaso cause sema games atodlala back to back. Because of COVID, business wise nami affected.
Kuliqiniso lelo ngile ngikushilo phathizo ukuthi le situation le kude umvule emfavor kude futhi le ngathi imendele ama favors yini but bakhona labalimele kakhulu.
So the question is master, because teams now are being encouraged to add more players, more kuma rosters up, is there any way lapho khona I motherboard yabo I PLE or FA angabathi kuba kushina kancane financially kukhetharisha team njengale because we understand ukuthi baka bayikhipha imali bathi lena ye COVID because I think naloku kukhetharisha kona because these are results of the COVID pandemic. So yini ke phinze nakhona bangaba cushion in terms of enangalapho kuma running to day to day of the teams kuthe maja bambani nangu 100,000 each team ngiyabekisa kunana ngombukelo ungakaphendula lapho but ngidayifuna le mpendulo yami ngikubukele mbukele ehlelweni
Sivusele MCD sivusele nemlangeni eceleni.
Esikhuluma nabantu lokuphi lebeka ngafuna kuthini?
Ngicela nje kuphala le ndzaba yalo 3 games in 7 days.
Yeah.
Ngingabeka nje kafishana ukuthi silive siyakhakhamela kakhulu mfuthi man. 3 games it's a lot. More especially because the clubs actually badlali labatohabo and kwesibili kuna na COVID kuna le possibility ukuthi sikhanze ukuthi 3-4 badlali seba test positive ngiyabekisa again squad siyalimala in that way because besikubona kulama games la ke asuka aphenza amese ukuthi lama players bokwendeka vele khanze ukuthi a testa positive sho ukuthi nyalo sabane squad esi very thin lamanye malanga ngifaka mention ukuthi some of the players are working they knock off very late emsebenzini and nalokuthi multi 3 games in 7 days the physical education yakuphikisa ukuthi labadlali labo ngabe sebafit inyaka so uyaba risk ama injuries kwesibili so I think umphephethe COO uvethile ukuthi banawo lamandla ukushintsha lo lama fixture so nalokuthi bona bayoshintsha manje sababukisena ukuthi no 3 games it's a lot ngaphawula nje ngibeke lapho bomnakela
siyabonga because ngile besikhuluma master ku broad ngalenye indlela babukele you can continue share your reactions to the 3 days 7 days 3 games lesikhuluma ngayo ukuthi ama games atawuphila up and of course you understand why aphila up master as you were explaining ukuthi the need ikhona we are already behind and of course kunama talks at that wave so by the time we fix that wave asibe at least halfway
bengifuna ukuqala lapho phathizo ukuthi I'm happy umention indzaba ye COVID at least akuthi kufika phathizo kufike lesikhathi lapho khona amiswe lama games amiswe uthola ukuthi maybe sekusele 2 games sekuyacaca letulu sekuyacacela ngaphasi lo tawunikwa be-champion kube bete lokukhala yabo but kwesibili umention indzaba yema games ukuthi adlala ngiya understand vela asikakujwayele but asasibuka ukuthi why over the years ileague yethu beyiphasi kakhulu ema players ethu vele bekadlala ema games lamancane kakhulu so ngicabanga ukuthi mina lesikhathi lesi sita lokuthi lama players in a space of 4 months or 3 months babe sebadlala ema games lamaningi kakhulu kanti nalabo abanye asengibekise nje ngibekise ngabadlali in England bayadlala uthola ukuthi badlale in Sunday ahambe ayodlala Thursday ku Europa League aphinda abuye
Wednesday
even Wednesday Champions League abuye ngeweekend adlale i league game in a space of 7 days udlale 3 games lo mvulo uyabona the league is competitive so ngicabanga ukuthi nathi somewhere somehow kutosita lo silabadlali bafunze lokuba competitive.
And I think master lokunye itawusita kunetela the other players, the fringe players, some game time because badlali batawutsino kutholakale labanye badlali opportunities for everyone. It broadens the squad selection ke lapho.
Kakhulu Phathiswa asengibekise nje for a team like Imbabane Highlanders ku midfield nawo uyabuka kune cream and le cream leyo nangabe utawudlalisa i-coach ataba consistent eselecting i-team yakhe badlale 1 game per week ngicabanga ukuthi vele kutaba nenkinga lalabanye asengibekise nje ema players lenjengabo Rio if atawuhlala ebenchini adlala kudlalwa 1 game per week then shothi lo mvuloyo ngenteka vele agcina ngayithola i-chance kanti nakudlalwa 3 games uyathi coach ukuthi on Saturday nabadlala ngiyabekisa abadlala against Kelly's utawusebenzisa Mlaba sebenzisa Men's then the next game utawusebenzisa lomnye because ubanika lesikhathi ukuthi ba relax even nale body khona look recover so ngicabanga ukuthi the teams la khona lekusayina la nema bigger squad ataw benefit but the teams la ngakhona kusayina kahle la ne thin squad ataw sufferish
mangifama sangifana ukuthi batabanike the opportunity to basayine nyalo probably if I'm not mistaken so everyone has got an opportunity to beef up squad sakhe
le ngicabanga ukuthi this is the right time ukuthi ema under 20 I know ema under 20 kakhulu asesikolweni incumbi yawo kodwa kutabanika isikhathi ukuthi bangene la kule team
bapromote bathole ama opportunities
exactly ngicabanga ukuthi blessing in disguise
kutenda kwasa kufuna kuba i blessing kulabanye of course akusiyo ngendlela besingafisa ichamuke ngayo but busisa chamuka in different ways for other people but isinemukelo selayinini lo ufuna kungena alekelele nayindzaba lesikhuluma ngayo simukele hlelweni imbukele sikhuluma nabantu lokuphi ngase
Kuluma naNgozo Mathathu
Mr Ngozo bongafuna kuthini
kwaqala nje ugcoke kahle mfisi
siyabonga Mr Ngozo
lento lena ngaphansi bami asiyibukeli on both sides siyakubona ukuthi i-COVID inyabethe ngiyalowa nalo asikubukeli nayo ukuthi lento lena actually lokuthi labadlali bethu bayasebenza plus bancane and stuff blessing in disguise ngiyajabula nje masana ngizila asho njalo utafunika lokuthi sidlale labadlali badlale kanenge nalabo bangadlali for good for national team utasita futhi and then lona akusho ukuthi abnormal ukuthi thina zikakujwayela la swathi udlale 3 games in a week sizongazi ukuthi hey ngesifone hayizinto ezifona siyakujwayela ofithi ezisaqhubeka ukudlala siyakujwayela utasitende yabona
siyabonga Mr Ngozo asasho njalo we are getting used because most of us I know ukuthi si exposed South Africa bokhanza ukuthi vele banema games midweek banema games ngeweekend banema games midweek banema games ngeweekend like it's because of the number of games as you mentioned earlier vele bezala kuma weekend kuphela and we were fine with that sicethe ama games ethu kahle ngaMay but now here is an abnormal situation. It's normal to other countries. Why not normalize it nathi sidla njalo bochaza?
Njoba ngishilo Phathiswa ukuthi vele kutasinika lesikhathi ukuthi in a space of at least 3 or 4 months sithole kudlala ama games lamaningi. Asengubekisele Phathiswa not so long ago Orlando Pirates compete yase South Africa compete badlali bakhona Andile Jali Opamanyisa Monip Josephs. There was a time lapho khona badlala 45 games per season. There was a time lapho khona Mamelodi Sundowns captain wabo Hlompo Kikana yes Thembazwane labadlali labadlale 45 games per season and lo mthelela wakhona wahamba ku national team. Thembazwane is performing well yes Hlompo Kikana because of age sayibe siya drop le form but now ubuka cishe bonke labadlala lama games lawo bafike la ku national team bafithe bakhona lokudlala kahle so ngicabanga sinathi
ufike bakhanzela abadlali abakutayele
internationally because badlali vele once badlala more games that's why Egypt for a very long time bewahlupa ema teams ku AFCON because incumbi lalaba ku Al Ahly Zamalek badlala lama games ngeweekend midweek ngeweekend badlala abe manengi so nathi ngicabanga kumele sikujwayele
so we're talking about some games abuya next week Friday let's look at the fixture ukuthi makabuya ubuya kanjani ukhumbula ukuthi sagcina ku game 2 so siqhubeka naye game 3 ngendlela latabe adlala ngayo Master Nanga big game Young Buffaloes versus Royal Leopards le ithi TPLE itawushintsha ema fixture ngendlela yawo they are subject to change and ngibola ba preview to that changes ukuthi bawashintsha kanjani Young Buffaloes ne Royal Leopards they got 8 players each ku national team they are expected to play 2 days later silango silalile Senegal usho sila kangwane if basheshile kufika batofika mhla ka1 October sheshile lokusho ukuthi that fixture ngenteke singayibone ku the first weekend
in fact I feel like lama games ekuqala incumbi yawo now uthi uyawabuka phathizwe at too early because lama teams vele ukhuluma ukuthi Young Buffaloes ina 8 players in fact ina 7 players ku national team Royal Leopards ina 7 players Mbabane Swallows ina players
sebaningi asengibambela ngibukele master ngikukhathe kunembukelo selanini you know we prioritize babukele singibukele hlelweni ngibukele
njani msakazi
siphilile mbukele sikhuluma nabantu kuphi
phuma simangala kumalinda ngibaka lapha ngithi mina siyajabula ukuthi batibuyise ngosami letimidlalo sesifile situnge esatho ngosiyami ngifikile okunye hayi kukahle ukuthi idlale lemidlalo ungasiyafushana nalo nama players abamaningi nalo squad sakhe sokwathi ukuqina kahle imntana bakhe uyabona
ngibona kahle simanga
ya ngoba indlela kanje uyabona njalo le South Africa kuyadlalwa lamanye amaqembu vele adlala ukhathi elivike nini ahamba udlala uma mele udlela njalo sokudlala ngaphandle babuye badlala league badlala boNetbank bafit badlala ngiyabonga mbala baba
usho yena master and I think I like the positive attitude it's about developing of course you had that influence because you started that movement nyalo ukuthi hayi man asende so but the positivity out of it bantu babona the positive side of it lokuthi bakhona ekudlala but we were looking at the fixture kusinanga lama games lesikhuluma ukuthi
afike too early phathizwe afike too early lamanye njoba sisikhuluma ukuthi Young Buffaloes bane badlali ku national team bayadlala mhla ka 30 eSenegal then kutawugatsakala ukuthi mhla ka 2 because ileague iqala mhla ka 2 mhla ka 3 bayadlala babheke ukuthi badlala emavuso ngicabanga ukuthi akusiko possible
but I honestly feel like if sitobuka lokho phela we are living in an abnormal situation the only teams that affected it's Young Buffaloes and
Royal Leopards
exactly
so ngicabanga ukuthi le fixture ye Young Buffaloes ne Royal Leopards I feel like
be moved to at least Sunday
at least Monday Tuesday because uma ngithola ama teams lawa kude ngisho namunye umdlali longathi usebenta ngaphandle
so it can play even on a later date not even this Monday
even Monday or Tuesday
because Monday until already kunalamanye ama fixture
bangadlala bona
so bona bangadlala anytime even Wednesday
nanga 3
no Monday Young Buffaloes is playing iWanderers
by pusha le fixture le
no why not bangavela bapushela ngikhala ngo2 ba postpone to later date kuqhubeke le fixing no mess up just because of one fix let's just move just the fixture singa movie everything
but vele le fixture lena ngicabanga akusiko possible phathizwe ukuthi idlale some teams angadlala imbabana Swallows kuna Sandanezo kuna
I think they are covered as in a team
nawubuka le squad icishe Mbabana Highlanders uSikhali yes
player for them
key player but I feel like bane depth bangakhona ukuthi badlale
it's 1 or 2 players so I mean
uyabona so ngicabanga ukuthi the only fixture affected Young Buffaloes.
What quality of football can we expect in the next? I'll give you 3-4 games.
I was surprised Phathizwe nakubuya ileague
first time.
Yes. Ngaba surprised because bengicabanga ukuthi itawubuya iphasi ema players but njoba ngasho naqala ngathi let's give credit kubo coach. Badlale kakhulu basebente kakhulu exactly nawubuka ukuthi ama teams bekuphela 90 minutes yes bekusese early but bengigathile mina ukuthi at least 70-80 minutes ama players asabasaqala sakhombisa kugcinwa but konke lama games la ngawabukela ukhuluma ngegames iManzini Wanderers iMbabane Swallows
I was going to mention that game in particular master ngikhumbula ukuthi the tempo was high even ku 85 minutes.
Kakhulu. Yes, there were some players lo ati ukuthi vele lama players lawo even nase Jimini ayadoja uyawati lama players lawo. Kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi the whole squad bobona ukuthi ubona bo Mopina, Fabrice Mopina, gijima 90 minutes wonke Jimo Moses nangala mbabona Swallows bomanyisa. Botoni, Bopupu. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy with coach.
Sundowns, I feel for Sundowns. They were in a good run in the 2 games. Ngabe kuthiwa phazama sangana.
Nalapho phathizo ngicabanga ukuthi ngasho ngathi Teresai is a coach. Na ubuka lo sibadlala ne Black Swallows, Black Swallows beyisengakhona lokuthi ikhone yes ku last game. Bakhona ukuthi bayigrinde leyo results.
And ukhumbula ukuthi first game phela bebangakayidlali because of COVID cases and all that.
Netindzaba temakhadi
ongelethini and all that ukuthi uphume kanjani.
But I feel like Denver Sundowns the way laba assemblishing ngayo squad sabo and nale technical bench nala buka labadlali defense
Amandla
Palma Spamandla, even though Spamandla akadlala ngala games because of injury,
but the addition yakhe
ngicabanga ukuthi Lindo Maphalala ku front line bana Solomon.
Tell you what, the first few weeks ku suspend my sports bengithi mangichamuka ngivame ukudibana naSiphamandla ekseni ngaboma 8 sekagcisa kujima lapha egolf course lokusho ukuthi some of the players abakase badlala.
In fact Phathizo kudzinga ukuthi sifunze something ku some of ema players lachamuka ngaphandle ukhuluma they used to do it ema players la njengabo Dennis and the likes. Ema players lamanye lachamuka ngaphandle atimisela every time nangabe kuyi off season noma kuyi pre season utabakhanza basemgwaqweni utabakhanza badlala lawo ma mini tournaments. I won't mention name because angifuni kube ngathi but some of lama players nawa lahlala kamanzini ku Fairview that group of ma players lawo ma internationals utawakhanza semgwaqweni every day ekseni nzambama ayajima ayade ukuthi ateleni la. So ngicabanga ukuthi nathi kudinga ukuthi labadlali bethu ba understand ukuthi kujima ngiyo in fact ka coaching Phathizo sibuka le fixture ka coaching it's 70% in fact 80% ngilama preparations ngilokujima lo 10% so you apply wena kulo wendiwe ejimini.
I'm looking at master lapha Dinyos, they are playing Babana Highlanders. I'm looking at Thabangulu Kelis, they are playing Kirimamba. I'm picking those teams because I figure ka Premier League. And already I figured there's inconsistency ekudlaleni. How will they fare bona this season? And you're looking good to Babuyela against Babana Highlanders. For Dinyos, I think that the players should be self-motivated to be playing a team like that. And of course, same goes for Kelis playing Kirimamba.
More special. I feel like go camp Babana Highlanders. There are a lot of
uncertainties.
Uyabona. So ngicabanga sithi Dinyos, this is the right time udlala against Babana Highlanders. More special nalothi not fully fit Skali because utabe abuya ku national team.
But he'll be better than the rest because utaba match fitness.
Utaba abuya ku national team look traveler and tonke letinvo leto lengicabanga ukuthi uyeta utsinga at least 3 or 4 days ku rest abuya ato perform at the highest level.
It will be dangerous makabuya.
Okay, angifuni kwehlisa emathemba eMaswati because ngimbone the other day nakajima kasomhlolo achutha kancane but
just a knock. Let's just hope.
Yes, I'm hoping ukuthi that was just a knock because I'm a patriotic Swazi. Ngidlala ngisho lokho. So ngicabanga ukuthi Dinyos, this is the right time kudlala against yona Babana Highlanders, but for the next fixture Manzini Wanderers Young Buffaloes.
Moneni Pirates Denver
Sundowns. But gela Phathizo. Gela nakhona kunetinvo le ngicabanga ukuthi coach we Young Buffaloes badlali bakhe badlalile the previous months badlala cishe at the highest level. Imanzini Wanderers ayikaze yadlala badlali bakhona bebaphumlile. In fact bebangajimi some of them. But the internationals, some of them they are fit.
But Young Buffaloes players are fit.
Ngikhuluma some of ema internationals
Wanderers. But how many? It's Mopina and Zungu.
Yes, the key players. But the Young Buffaloes I feel like bangayintshontsha le game le, but imagine Wonders sikhumbula lo sina bagcina kudlala neMbabane Swallows, they played very well.
Yeah, they did.
They played very well.
They are using young players.
More especially Patizwe na ukhuluma ngeMidfield. iMidfield mina bengihlala ngisho kumdlalo njengama Krish. Once wamfaka ku bigger game because akabi intimidated by my opponent. So against young Buffaloes, he knows the players and unenhlitiyo lenkulu kakhulu. So ngicaba ukuthi kutaba igame lemnanzika. Monen Pirates Denver Sundowns. Beautiful football ledlalwa iMonen Pirates. Beautiful football ledlalwa iDenver Sundowns. But I give le game le ku Denver Sundowns. They were on fire now before we break, and they have very good strikers in Solomon Oladiel, Nalinda Mapalala. Then kuna defense, a very good defense.
And they made some good signings. And don't forget, Monen Pirates signed Bosfise, signed Bosich.
Yeah.
They signed Bongit.
But Monen Pirates coach wakhona beka ngayithola combination leka.
To be fair, master, if you remember very well, we are kumbula the last game labayidlala eMavuso ukuthi some of their players bebangakhona ngisho ukuthola emakhati ba register.
Incumbi yabo vele
bebangakhona register. Be scared of Monen Pirates.
But ngikhala ngakuthi Phathizwe angikhali iMonen Pirates besengayithola the right combination coach, because you need at least 2 or 3 games ukuthola the right combination, but ngala Teresai combination yakhe.
But now they're starting at 0. Everyone is starting at 0 right now.
Not at 0. To be fair. Not at 0. Not unless kunama injuries lamaneng. But if wagcina wena ugcine on a high, then utawubisela le team le.
The only reason ngakuvumela ukuthi be the combination ukuthi we didn't say it a grounding, because these players baba naso sikhathi bajima. But let me take this quarter. Start ukuba nehlelo. Angumukele mbukele ehlelweni.
Sanibonani Mr. Msibi nawe master ehlelweni.
Siphilile ngoba singabe sikhuluma nabantu lokuphi lebeka ngafuna ukuthini.
Nikhuluma namhlanga la ezulwini.
Mr. Mhlanga ngabe ungafuna ukwengenela uthini?
Ebhuti wami inhle luhlelo lolubekwa baka PLA. Na ubuka lama games, if simaswati nasinga ke sesichinje ama systems. Mhlawumbe nelivele ku national team lingaba successful ngoba because football is a game of opportunities. Let all the players given a chance kudlala. Because ama games atawupushana ngayo atawunika wonke umdlali ilungelo lekudlala. They are very beautiful young players labane talent, but they are not given because the opportunity, because buka le game, the tempo ya le game udlala na Swallow ayifuna kudlala bobani. No. Libhola is about niketana ukuthi ngibani lo capable ma systems bo coach babe nawo hayi system yini nawe na ke nawungabuka overseas the players ku FA kuniketwa abanye I chance badlale ku FA because ema players isine depth squad. Buka South Africa, the bigger teams, they are competing ku CAF. Those players badlala sinyalo sesibone bongcobo Kaizer Chiefs badlala besingabadi basebancane, but uyabona ukuthi there is future here because they are given a chance. Nathi sitawuba happy simaswati next season utabubona ifootball yakangwane itabe interesting because sitabe sibone lot of talent.
Football is a game of opportunities.
Spot on.
I think uqatsela makavela asho lokho nje uthi ayiqala lenkulumo yakhe wafela bese kayicetsile. Sekachaze konke lebekafuna kusho. He couldn't have said it better.
Kakhulu Phathizwe njoba seshilo ukuthi letinye tinto tayifike sithini no titelecto sibulala, but njoba ngishilo ukuthi blessing in disguise. Angathi noma kuyikhona involve kuthiwa inhlanhla lembi, but ngicaba ukuthi for us njoba asho khabako ukuthi the players vele kutawudlala mina ngiva ngathi kuma under 20 at least 7 promoted by ku senior team.
It works best for the teams like Monen Pirates, Sundowns, laba dialect 70 young boys.
Yeah,
football Wanderers, they have young players lokusho sibatha ikhona lena cause le pressure and they beat up their squad.
And I'm expecting my teams njengabo Young Buffalo sibonile ukuthi I development structure sabo siqinile. So I'm expecting my players from I development yabo enyuka angena aphakamisa sandla, and we saw one of their players against Etoile du Sahel scoring a very good goal. How many good players are there
labangathola opportunity because Borio baphuma khona, Bolizo baphuma khona.
Uyabona, so ngicabanga ukuthi this is the right time
for every team. Yeah. The rest of the fixture Monday, Master, before we go forward to the singing indzaba yesihlangu semnikati, you seeing some interesting fixtures lapha kubuka nje ukuthi Green Mamba babane Swallows. That should be an interesting fixture. You're seeing in Sipets, in the Peacemaker, Hospes, Highlanders, Dinos, Black Swallows. I'm very interested in the team Labiaga First Division, Master Kubuna. And remember, there's not 16 teams yet. Yeah. Look, down the end of the season, good to put out the cancer in a bad situation. And the so-called small teams will fancy their chances because there are so many smaller teams this time around. We'll say an interesting league, I believe.
And now for more special for Dinos, remember Gutsi former Sihlangu striker Bongisol Shabat is part of Bokoch Labasita team. So Nkabagutsi, these teams, they are prepared to compete in the Premier League. I'm happy for those teams. Na coach Neuro and nalama players la kona la pagle team. Ngicabanga ukuthi ukhuluma ngabolwazi.
Yeah, last mamba.
Ilwazi mamba experience last season yathi nayiqala isizini kuMonen Pirates simbona adlala position ekuba from wing play was playing very well. So ngicabanga ukuthi this season vele I'm excited.
I can't wait for fixture Dinos nelepart. I can't wait for that fixture. Yeah, not against his employers.
In fact, is the most successful coach in the history of Royal Leopard.
Yeah, and it'll be tearing up against them.
Against them. So ngicabanga ukuthi but
let's just ungaphumi order.
Ngifuna kusho lokho ukuthi ibhola phathizwe. Ibhola ayisuthi wena nangabe ugood uwasekhakithi ngithi ungangiface. Yabona, angiface because ibhola beklale kusho lomnye Premier League chairman athi in football there are no permanent enemies. Yeah. Akusuba netitha, akube nema rivals.
Yeah. Hey, sikhulumela ne Premier League Master ukuthi iyabuya Tuesday, but of course kubuya kwato Friday, kubuya kwato at the end of it all. Kumele kugcine ku benefits and not just the teams, but of course our national teams. Labantu bebadlala ke kusasa lapha eMavuso Sports Center nga 3 o'clock entsambama. Sithatha just to get ukuthi kwendekani ke Master khona eCampina national team, and we went to see them during the media day lebe khona lapha eTolo sive nje see la where we did interviews, we saw some players kubuka ukuthi bakonjani in shape. I was talking to the physical trainer the physio, saying the team is looking good, so everyone is confident, everyone is happy around the team, and we're seeing some faces seeing when the news broke Sabelo Nzinisa is part of the team. Everyone was excited, everyone was happy because he's been one of the best strikers we've seen in local football in recent memory. So we're just going to take some few interviews, and then we're going to come back we are going to break it down what does it mean, and of course wait for Linda Master Dlamini's predicted 11 ngiveka ekanenge ngibukela ukuthi predict. It's not like une inside info ukuthi kutawudlala kanjani. It's just him judging from what he saw eMavuso. Let's see ukuthi bathini bo coach kanye nabo badlali besihlangu.
Kusinzabe isikhathi singeke size sikhale ngayo. Spirit isetulu kuma players nasifika la bayasandastanda simo lesikhona eveni. So sasinasiqala kusebenza nathi sasinalo uluvalo, but ezemalanga aqhubeka sabona lokho ukuthi ba ready lagcina na ke iluvalo sekude ngendlela bebatimisela ngayo kuma training sessions. Yes, i-national team itawuhlala ikhona, so sifuna sibe nendlela yokuthi kwenziwa njani lokho ukuthi ihlale ikhona njengalokusho. But ke ukuthi kusele ama games lamancane live lelidzinga ligabholele kahle, so start imisela sawusebenza kamadima futhi. Egemini kuye kubetela ukuthi bana ke khona udlala nale team ina 11 ama players kusho ukuthi ngiyo le team, so start imisela siyawata emandla abo, siyawata emandla ethu, so sitawuplana siplanele tuke emandla ethu. Lamuhla i recovery but best trainer imhlamba nyathi so bese trainer ku high intensity idolo so namhla siya recover enzamba masibiyele emhlambanyathe futhi. Yes.
No, inhliziyo imhlophe because ngibuyele ekhaya after a long time. So ngadlali almost the whole season, certain games manje but ngidlalile 2. So I'm so excited ukubuya ekhaya ngidosita leave. Umculo for sure imadream abo nawo ukuthi bawele ngoba lebhola standard sale bhola sihlukahlukile nale kujima kwakhona. Na ubona ubuya ngale ubuya ngala khona nomehluko. But ke egcina wonke kuya ngakusona ufuna kanganani ukuqhubekela phambili. No, nangicala kulimala bekuna coach then. So nakafika lo musha coach ngikhanze vele ngilimele. So waba nekubuta ukuthi hey ngihamba njani mthe sayi ngilimele and wetha nama physio akhe lamasha. So then but we're going to fix you. But I was ready for anything, you know what I mean? Because I know what I can put on the table. So now we know a decision then I don't care.
Ngicabanga ukuthi kungumdlali webhola kunishisekelo ya wonke umuntu ukuthi akhona ukulimela live lakhe. So ngicabanga ukuthi kuyi-main objective wonke umuntu especially for mina. Ukuthi lo ngabe ngibitiwe kube khona umqolo ngwendawo. Nangabe ukuthi ngi-advance eminingi ngikhona kuyisebenza ngalo ndlela ufuna usebenza ngayo. Ngicabanga ukuthi kudlala inzima leningi kakhulu ukuthi sibe sesimeni ukuthi simiswe ngokudlala kwama games because ku national team ukuthi ngakuthi ube ku level lesetulu kakhulu. So uma ungekho fit ngale ndlela ukuthi ukhona kumele live especially international kuba lukhulu kakhulu ukuthi ukhona ukudlala. So ngicabanga ukuthi ama pressures esikhonile kuyenda siyawuzama sibone ukuthi sifika kuphi.
Sesibafile bocoach sibafile badlali sibafile ukuthi bathi balungele kanjani master. You were there, you were talking to the coach and from what you saw singakaqali nje ukungena kusibaye bathini. How was the vibe? What did you pick up from this game?
Now siyabuka phathizwe kule camp ngicabanga ukuthi all the players were aware even noma bakhulumela noma bahledi nje bakhe sigunza wonye we are aware ukuthi le spirit sisetulu kakhulu nabende ma drills we are aware nakhona la ungendi kahle bamkhuthatha ukuthi akabuyele back abuye ende better wonke umuntu ufake ima contributions. Coach Anthony Mdluli is an experienced coach. Losita yena coach Dominic ngicabanga ukuthi vele all the players and now to yabuka ke phathizwe cishe le gameplay vele itabe ingala itabe kuyi win play. Yes, so ngicabanga ukuthi some of the experienced players ukhuluma ngafika red
before ufike lapho master go fika break it down because let's start with the coach. Coach
coach ukhuluma ukuthi yes coach Tinvula la khuluma ngato kakhulu ukhuluma ukuthi le game le uyawati ama strengths ema opponents bayawati ba analyze le cishe konke including nale game eSenegal. So ngicabanga ukuthi wakhuluma ke nokuthi ubona kakhulu but out protector lipali labo vele uhlale kakhulu and nawubuka vele style of play sakhe from young Buffaloes. I can't remember young Buffaloes consider 5 goals. I can't remember national team consider 5 goals akhona. So ngicabanga ukuthi is that coach lo funa vele protect alipali lakhe but uphinzo wagcizelela kakhulu ukuthi as much as bal protect alipali labo but bayafuna kumhlupha goalkeeper yoma opponents. Then there was this question because nimbukela utatibuta ukuthi why somhlolo yet siyodlalela emavuzo kanti bebasolo basecampini ngimhlamba bebasolo bajimela emhlambanyathi vele la kune natural grass khona labatenda khona ukuthi babe familiar ne natural grass because bayodlalela emavuzo. So ngicabanga ukuthi lana bekuyi recovery ushilo coach lo relaxa yabona ukuthi bawupolisha nje nalosi uyabo. So ngicabanga ukuthi the mood lapha ecampini ngibonile sethu.
What are players saying master before we get into your predicted 11?
Sikhali udosicala ngasikhali umdlalo okhulumile ukuthi is happy kubuya ku national team and uta siyamati ukuthi ngumdlali lohlale vele anika 110%. washo ukuthi vele ku national team utawunika 110%. What as much as naka wathola ama chances utawukora as many as he can omagoli but ufisile lokuse akore. For if Figueredo naye was happy ukuthi besadlala teamini yakhe first the last 2 games cishe ube involved kuwo. So besazama kuyiphika asaphinza abuya and this is the right time ukuthi abuye and kumsitile ukuthi abekhona Felix naye eteamini. So ngicabanga ukuthi the players la khona la ikhona le balance now ubuka kahle le squad.
You said earlier master ukuthi coach utawusebenzisa aerial balls kakhulu from what you saw nalo siyabona ba practice awona ama crosses. Who are the players you feel are going to be able to execute leyo system ya coach but akhona phinze ukuthi babuye ba defend ngendlela ya coach ubabuke ukuthi bema kanjani master as you predicted?
Yeah, but I'm happy ukuthi ushilo ukuthi this is a predicted lineup.
Yeah, it is.
Angathi umvu kusasa nasabona le lineup le bese bathi bo coach bakhokha I lineup.
But we should fix that master because I mean they are playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. There is nothing much they can the opponents are side. We should give privy to the Nakos to the lineup coach. But internationally already my team seka announce 2-3 days ahead. Ube so wathi usikza udlala kanjani?
Yeah, labanye bo coach abafuni but I predicted lineup. Sibheka ukuthi Mponyo uNcamiso Dlamini utawuba semapalini. I right back yethu the captain Lindo bese kuthi left back Sikhumbuzo from Royal Leopard, then the two central defenders ku left center back Siboniso, right center back Sihlangu because badlalile ke Buffalo Spurs la khathi Midfield ngicaba ukuthi Siboniso Gaxa ngeke azamshiye coach is uyamthanda urela kakhulu kuye utawudlala as an anchorman adlale number 6 deep 6 bese kuthi la number 8 singamgatha Mathe we Royal Leopard iwe great yakhe setulu kakhulu is that player lokhona ukuweka every time nakaniwe opportunity then lapha phambili ngicaba ukuthi I wing ya the left wing itawuphulwa kancane Saviola ngeke azadlale ku wing end utawubuya adlale la khathi as a number 10 bese kuthi la ka right Mfikareto lo muntu la utawurela kuye kakhulu kuthi afake la uma crosses yes athathe nama players on then Felix will play behind Skali then Skali siyamati ukuthi ugood kakhulu kuma runs even na outside the box avumele Felix ukuthi akhone ukuthi angene ekhathi eboxing. So this squad, this lineup, I feel like.
So you basically saying master when we got the ball the formation dash into 4-3 with Saviola coming to the number 10.
Yes, itawushintsha because Saviola utawungena vele la khathi Skali aphume kancane angene Felix because siyamati naye Felix nangabe sekudlalwa nangabe kuyamakwa utawudropa kancane eTektomaka because he can play as a midfielder. Utawudropa eTektomaka kancane bese kusina Mathe siyamati ukuthi angamsita number 6 because now number 8 vele kugathakala ukuthi every time nasilose ibhola when we are sit la midfield. So ngicaba ukuthi I-balance le team singayigatha le yes lamanye ama additions mhlawumbe lo mnyaka angacaba ukuthi boskoshi simbonile ku last game angena as a sub angena wakha futhi wayishintsha igame le ngicaba ukuthi naye bangambuka ukuthi angangena. It's very unfortunate ukuthi order ulimele angikabe khona kule game leka naye bekangena ayishintshe le game.
But the two internationals Felix and Justice, what can they give us?
Kunengiphathizo labangasinika kuna Felix Magoli obviously in aerial advantage in height utasinika because lawo ma crosses la tawfa khathe boxing. Never underestimate Skali kuma aerial balls because he's one of the best head of the ball in labakhona
since Taribo
since Taribo because it's the best
essentially era le.
Yes, so ngicaba ukuthi Phathizo and I must say this now ubuka le midfield usena Mzwandile Mabelesa from Royal Leopard, a very good anchorman longadlala usena Mlamuli from Royal Leopard naye very good defender usena Sawa naye ungamdlalisa wingeni ungamdlalisa. So ngicaba ukuthi this team I'm worried though having said ukuthi this is the best team like it's the coach I'm happy. But I'm worried with the number of players lamancane because as ngeke qualifier noma singawina against Guinea-Bissau
and it's win against Congo,
win against Senegal kutela kusibeka khona. So mina bengathele ukuthi at least ema players la under 20 noma under 23 angaba ng6 or 7 sale build the future because na coach ushilo wathi vele lesokumcoka kakhulu kuye I future.
Yeah, but we not doing that for now, but let's just give him the chance ukuthi utawukwenda lo utakulungisa because we still have other tournaments like the Bokosafa Labetao. Now, who are the opponents? We are playing Guinea-Bissau. What are they playing for, Master? Just how important is this game for them? As Tineso very shit, I would say, we're just going there to finish up the games. But for them, what does this game mean?
Patizwe, kule group lesikuyo. We are the only team let the chance esinga qualifier.
Yeah.
The only team let the chance esinga qualifier. Senegal, Congo, Guinea-Bissau, more especially Guinea-Bissau and Congo, because now buka ukuthi I Guinea-Bissau babambene ngama point in sorry it's 3 for Guinea-Bissau, 7 for if I win Guinea-Bissau it 6 basawudlala igame neCongo egcineni yawina Guinea-Bissau iwina against Eswatini iyawina futhi against Congo iya qualify so Guinea-Bissau ngicabanga ukuthi kusesekunengi kubo lokuthi yes bawine yinye igame nawubuka ku the past 4 games labamdlalile only one labayiwinile iCongo 2 wins 1 draw so ngicabanga ukuthi for Congo ungasho ukuthi they stand a better chance but Guinea-Bissau ngicabanga ukuthi bona kusasa betele kudlala ifinal
but for Guinea-Bissau it's all in their hands. Because if they win tomorrow, the last game they are playing it at home.
Badlala neCongo at home. So ngicabanga ukuthi njoba usho ukuthi vele konke kula kubo abarely kakhulu ukuthi nakungadliwa abanye. But nayiwina iCongo against Senegal.
So they are already out.
They are already out. Akuseke etandleni tabo lo. So ngicabanga ukuthi nakhona lapho batawurely ku Senegal.
Can this work to our benefit though? They are under pressure biting at the game.
Yeah.
So, we're just playing to honor and protect our dignity. For the league that we have, our pride as a nation. Now, wouldn't that work for our benefit? Go to city pressure. We can be able to express ourselves. We're playing at home, but we know good to and laba from the first minute, but I have a final call. The more minutes I have, I'm told they get frustrated. Can that work for us?
Kuyingoti phathi zokudlala nemuvu losa lode la kudlalelayo noma losa out so ngicabanga ukuthi for us more especially bona bathi ukuthi bathi kudlala away bagathe vele ukuthi ibe tough le game le so ngicabanga ukuthi nalama mistakes because once walungiselela kakhulu nalokutimisela kakhulu lamaphuzu bese sayendeka so for iGuinea-Bissau ngicabanga ukuthi ingawenda lawo maphutha for us nasi kudinga ukuthi sibe careful kakhulu kunalama minutes lesayisithi nangabe udlala as a coach for them nje batathi first 10 minutes ngifaka pressure Eswatini at least nibe senikorele goal linye once sakhona ukuthi thine bangakori lapho then thine kulo
next
10 minutes lokushothi ku 20 minutes siyabapunish.
Let's see ukuthi uthi coach Guinea-Bissau we did get an opportunity ukuthi esikhulumisane naye.
The team trying to do the best to win the game, but the Eswatini is a good team also. We see that in the first leg in our country. I think tomorrow the Guinea-Bissau will have many difficulties to win the game of tomorrow, but the team is ready to try to win the game.
Ukhuluma ke nge first game laba sidla khona was it 3-0 but they saw Eswatini is a good team. I think then the head coach was Papic, if I'm not mistaken, the first game. So a lot has changed in the national team. But he acknowledged because they respect the team. They are a very good team, but they want to win.
They vele njoba sishilo ukuthi they want to win the game but again uvele kuyadinga ukuthi we respect ma opponents ngicabanga ukuthi nababuka kulama AFCON qualifiers bake babuka ukuthi even iGuinea because this is Guinea-Bissau iGuinea sahamba away sayodlala was it in Morocco namkhumbula kahle sahamba sabadla magoli ashaka ngithoni lapho so ngicabanga ukuthi for us vele yes, over the past 3 or 4 years sibe inhlekisa but angeke uze count out since singaba disappointer singayithola iwin kusasa emavuso.
Is that your prediction? Because I was about to go to that. Give me your prediction. The best results little possible for tomorrow.
Partizo
Mahisha, because just be confident as you have always been.
Yes, ngifuna kushonako ukuthi I know ukuthi some of loyal viewers this year or this season ngende lama predictions.
Ngiyengbe worried masocala ukuthi justify
No, angi justify. Ngifuna sekuthi lelo ngifuna kusho. Angifuni ulala bantu
Master, it's a prediction. Just give me a prediction.
Sihlangu will win. It is now kora 3 goals.
3 goals?
Yes.
Hi. Hey. Okay.
Yeah, Sihlangu will win. It's now kora 3 goals.
I'm very happy with prediction. Yeah, Master. I'm very happy as Liswati ukuthi confident ngale ndlela le. But on that note, angifuni kona ngibe ngeda anything. I do hope you really enjoyed the show. Are you not entertained? My name is Patizo Msibi. Good night.